How long does this obtain, Mr. Bennet? This dissension? If Jane's marriage persists in provoking such distemper, I am resolved to take the carriage and visit Mrs. Collins at Rosings Park with Lydia. It will be instructive for her to observe a happy marriage.
If you can contrive to find one of those at Rosings, Mrs. Bennet, I shall prance the length of Lady Catherine's drawing room naked.
Leave the room, Collins. Now, I'm a little astonished to be addressed thus in my own house.
My aunt's house. Go.
You wish to speak to me, sir?
I am concerned.
I don't understand.
You came to this house knowing you would be brought to Lady Catherine's, knowing I would be there, knowing full well the abysmal disregard in which I hold you. Why, when I am, as you insist, so relentlessly unpleasant to you, do you persist in seeking me out?
But I didn't seek you out. You came to me.
Why?
I don't know.
You must know. I do not, and my lack of comprehension is demented.
Mrs. Collins needs me. Good night. Are you quite sure this is what you mean to do?
He is in love with you.
No, he can't be. That doesn't make sense at all. That's crazy. Darcy, okay? And Elizabeth Bennet of Longbourn, not Darcy and Amanda Price of W6.
Lizzie did not come to my wedding. She has detached herself from the fortunes of this family. It is the thing that she has chosen. You must acknowledge this, Miss Price, in your own choosing. I think you are a good person, and you deserve happiness.
Stilton. Loganberries. Oh, hartshorn jelly.
Oh.
And medlars from the orchard, Jane.
Does Papa not want his medlars?
If he did not speak up for them, he only has himself to blame. Indeed, all has been askew since your arrival, and here you are again. And this is for Lady Catherine, Mrs. Hill's spiced cream, set with calf's foot. Will she like it?
You should have told me you were visiting, of course. That is a fault. But I shall overlook it, as I have decided that I like very well this daughter of yours. She is douce. She has a natural gentillesse. Not of the same calibre as Miss Bingley, of course, but that is breeding, a matter in which your daughters are disadvantaged. But that can be surmounted, within reason. You will be relieved to hear that I have plans for them all. Mr. Collins has brothers. They are not all as pleasing in conversational countenance as he, but they will do very well for your offspring. Quite so. Say not another word. Leave it to me.
Being an enthusiast of Mr. Collins, you would endorse such an arrangement?
I try not to judge people I've never met.
You are a philosopher, Miss Price. I would I could be like you.
Certainly you would benefit from an occupation of some kind. You have no function, Mr. Darcy, no purpose.
Of course not. What a disgusting idea. That is a raison d'etre of society. We must be seen to be unoccupied.
He's just so toxic. How can Jane think I'm the girl for him?
Your ladyship really must demand a festival for the senses that is Miss Price's music.
You think you're the girl for him? Step off, Caroline, you conniving, smirking bumface. Did I say that out loud? It is a card game, Lady Catherine. You might know it as Humpty Dumpty.
Lady Catherine does not trifle with common games of cards.
7? 7 reverses the order. Not that I necessarily have a 7. You will not play, Mr. Darcy?
When the unwitting are to be relieved of the burden of their money, I prefer not to be a party.
Mr. Bingley, I can see your hand.
Such an elegant card.
Can you beat it?
I cannot.
That's a guinea for me, Mr. Collins. Who plays now?
Mr. Bingley plays to me.
But he places no bet. Mr. Bingley, sir, look lively. You must bet.
Charles, you're too amusing. That is Papa's hunter. It is eccentric of you to wager an heirloom of pure gold at such a game. It is your inheritance.
Mine. Not yours. I offer you a knave, Miss Price. Shall you better him?
She conquers you with the king, sir, and claims her booty.
A bet is a bet, Miss Price. Take the watch.
I would, Mr. Bingley, with pleasure, had this not been a practice game. Oh, the first round is always a practice. I should have made that clear. Sorry, it's a rule. Now, should we play for real?
You've done well today, my dear. You've won your hostess a guinea. You spared the blushes of Mr. Bingley. But you cannot have Fitzwilliam Darcy, Miss Price, however good you are at games.
But I don't want Mr. Darcy.
What you want, my dear, frightens you to death. That is why you fail to comprehend yourself.
Where do you go, Charles? To the devil. To any bastard and serve a man a proper drink! Wickham. To drink with Wickham.
That is ill-advised.
Oh, do you counsel me on this now? With whom I may and may not consort to drink gin? She loves me still. To what unrelenting misery have I condemned her? On your instruction. Damn you. Damn you and damn everyone who won't put a light in his window and stay up all night damning you!
Miss Price. I am decided I was wrong about Charles and Miss Bennet. I should never have obstructed them. It was a shameful cruelty against your blameless friend, and I beg your propitiation for it. Prove to me that I am forgiven. Come to Pemberley. My sister Georgiana has want of company.
Did I dream? You just invited me to Pemberley, Mr. Darcy? I thought I heard you say, come to Pemberley.
I did indeed, madam. I thought it might prove diverting for you and Miss Lydia and Miss Price. That's settled then. Good. Good night.
I never thought I'd be asked to Pemberley.
No, it's pretty unprecedented.
I'll tell you. From Lydia, Mr. Bennet. She writes to say that she and Mama are invited to Pemberley to stay for days.
I shall write to the Prime Minister.
Why do we never go anywhere, Papa, or do anything?
Lydia and your mother are at large in society, my dear. It is enough for society to be getting on with. What news of Jane?
No news of Jane. Mama frets about the inappropriateness of her hat and whether or not...
It is too much excitement for me to bear. Thank you, ladies.
Are we there yet?
We are indeed within the park of Pemberley, Hannam, are we not? Lydia, refresh yourself. Here, hold the glass. Oh, Lydia, you wobble so.
I find you reclassifying your beads. The taxonomic principle being colour, spectrum left to right.
This lady who's coming to stay. Are you going to marry her?
And the second principle of order being size. That's an absolutely outrageous question, Georgiana. And I really should chastise you for it.
You wouldn't dare.
You're right, I wouldn't.
Wickham, where
Nevertheless, my dearest, you indulge me by remaining in here for the moment.
Bring your song this way, sir. With your horse.
Mrs. Bennett. Ladies, welcome. Did you have a
most pleasant journey, Mr. Darcy. Thank you.
Good. Splendid. My sister begs your pardon, but she is indisposed.
Mr. Darcy, with my particular gift for the inappropriate, I am almost certainly bound to give offence, but you seem distressed, sir.
Wickham is here.
Be a good fellow and get down from your horse. I am endeavouring to dismount.
You're a fool if you think Darcy will tolerate your presence here.
Bingley came to me in pursuit of oblivion, and he found it for a pleasant evening, and now he is delivered back to Pemberley undamaged. Darcy is in my debt.
House rules, Wickham. Lydia, hands off. Georgiana, hands off big time.
Look out.
What?
This is good. You have chosen precisely the man I wish you to choose. Swellerando, Master of Pemberley. Brava.
I know why you want me to do this. If you could somehow engineer it that Darcy and I get married, then what happens to Frosty Knickers?
I presume by that disparaging epithet you refer to the sublime Miss Bingley.
She gets scooped up by you. You and your galloping bloody horse.
Caroline is rather rich. You know, maybe she is the love of my life.
You are repulsive.
Yes, that's the tone.
My uncle, Joseph Bennett, of course, was a legendary shot. In Egypt, he once slew a brace of tigers with a single blast.
He must have been a very good shot to hit tigers all the way from Egypt. Today you would oblige me.
Wickham, will you shoot?
No, sir. I shall suffer Mr. Darcy to let me help pick up the multitude of birds that shall come tumbling from the sky.
The company's gentleman is sufficiently expensive, so you must endeavour not to squeal when the muscle is discharged.
Mr. Bingley. Oh, I am glad to see you, sir. In a moment, my husband will send for me. I have not long to say what I must say. We must accept what has occurred, you and I. We must not reproach ourselves for unlived lives.